Since you have gone ahead and decided to force oldest to become dependent on a hearing aid despite my request to pursue alternate treatments, I am extremely concerned that you will use the device to control my time with son. I do not see how I could use a hearing aid to affect your parenting time. It is very simple, honestly. If you refuse to allow the device to come with son to my house, after he is used to it, he will not want to be here since you decided to start this treatment. It is your responsibility to provide a device for my home as well. Son will have the hearing aid with him at all times. There is no need to buy a separate one for both homes. Now you are required to purchase a separate device for my household as well. Nico, if you want son to have a separate hearing aid for you home, you are more than welcome to purchase one, but that is completely unnecessary. I will be documenting this refusal to include in my court filing. This once again shows how you are completely unwilling to do what is in the best interest of son so you can hurt me. Heads up, I received notice from the courthouse that Nico has officially petitioned the courts for increased custody of the children. You will be getting paperwork within the next day or two. Increased custody? He seriously thinks he's going to get more custody when he is refusing to even do what he is supposed to do now to help support them. What is he asking for? He is demanding 50-50th custody of the kids, and while I share your sentiment that the chances of the courts agreeing with him is slim to none, it's important to not act as though it's impossible. That's crazy. He doesn't pay child support, randomly skips out of his parenting time for weeks at a time, doesn't contact the children, refuses to help pay for medical or extracurriculars. But he wants more time. I know, it doesn't make sense, but it is what it is. The judge is requiring that you to attempt mediation before heading to trial. I know that by now you must have received the court paperwork regarding my plans to pursue 50-50th custody of the children. I'm sure this has come as a shock to you. But I am hoping that mediation will really help us discuss our concerns and choose what is best for the kids. I have no desire for this to cause further issues between us, and hope that we can continue to strive for civility and good communication despite the impending court date. There is no reason for us to discuss this. I understand. I just want you to know that this is not an attack on you personally. I just want what is best for the children. And it is abundantly clear that they need more time with me to grow up to be successful and strong men. You have done your best, but unfortunately sometimes our best efforts are not enough. This is one of those times, and even though it may hurt, it is important to remember that we need to prioritize their needs over our personal wants. I wanted to reach out in good faith to you about our upcoming mediation and ask once again if you would consider settling any of the many topics we need to discuss outside of court. I am always more than willing to work with you if you would be willing to compromise with me. I personally do not wish to go through a lengthy and pricey court process if we are able to avoid it, and I know we are already saddled with the cost of the GAL our case has been assigned. I understand you may still have your reservations, but please trust that I only have the desire to figure out a way to reduce our constant conflict. I appreciate the thought, but I much prefer to settle this in court. I don't think you are fully comprehending what the cost of court will be. Neither of us have the money to waste on an unnecessary court battle. I am aware of the cost. I still prefer to settle this through the courts. I see. While I respect your decision, I still cannot help but feel like you are being extremely reckless in your decisions. But of course, you are free to make your own choices. Hi everyone. Thank you both so much for being here at mediation today. Our entire goal for today is to see if we are able to come to any type of compromise before this case ends up in front of a judge. To start off today's session, I would just like to know where you both are at. What are you both hoping comes from today's mediation session? The children would do best if we switched to 50-50 week-on week-off scheduling. That's what I'm here to achieve, and I honestly am not willing to settle for anything else. Okay, I understand. Mom, is 50-50 it's something you would be willing to consider? At this moment, I am not at all comfortable with the children being under Nico's care 50% of the time. Nico, if parenting time is something you are wanting more of, I'd be more than happy to discuss with you. But going off of just your recent history of behaviors and actions, I don't believe 50-50 is in the kids' best interest. Why is it that I'm the one who has to consider your wants or concerns about the kids, when you're the one who has gone out of her way to attack me and spread awful lies? I'm not attacking you. You're the one here who has filed false police reports against me, attempted to get me fired, and gone out of your way to keep the kids from me. That's all you. Nico, if we are going to be successful in mediation today, we both need to commit to being civil with each other. This is not the way to do it. I am being truthful. I am always the one being truthful. You're the liar. Asterisk, I look at the mediator in shock to see if he was going to intervene at all. Asterisk. Asterisk, when I saw he was not going to prevent Nico from using mediation as a way to insult me, I chose to continue to defend myself. Asterisk. You always claim to care about what's best for the kids. Well, let me tell you what's actually best for them. I don't claim to know everything, but I do know my children, and I know what they need. Oh, honey, I don't know anything about these kids. Look, the fact of the matter is that if we want these kids to grow up and be decent and well-rounded human beings, we need to change how we are handling everything now. The only hope they have to end up decent human beings is if they are primarily with me. I'd be happy to agree to a step-up plan if that's something you'd like to work out. That way you have a clear pathway to gain more parenting time. And we are also able to work through certain issues we still have been unable to fix. I swear you must be the best person I've ever spoken to. I told you what I would agree to. 50-50 isn't up for debate. Asterisk, looking to the mediator. Asterisk, are you really going to allow him to speak to me like this? How is this going to lead to any type of compromise? Ma'am, while I understand you may not like his choice of words, I believe that every person should be allowed to express their opinions and frustrations in a safe way. Have you ever handled a custody case before? Stop trying to change the topic, Harper. You can't bully everyone into giving you the outcome you want like you did with the judge. That isn't at all what has happened, and you know that, Nico. I am trying to find a compromise that gives you more time with the kids and gives me the peace of mind that they will be safe while with you. You. Safe, of course they will safe with me. They are always safe with me, way safer than they are with you. I have allowed you to run this custody show for too long, and I won't anymore. I completed that ridiculous violent offenders rehabilitation program you lied and told the judge I needed. I have a stable home with a loving wife and mother figure there to help care for and raise the children. That's great that you have a partner. I also have a partner who is involved in the kids' lives and loves them. You now being in a relationship doesn't matter towards this custody case. Eugene, the kids hate him. They tell me how mean he is to them and how you let him treat them badly. They think of Tara as their mother, and they love her. You are basically obsolete to them. Okay, I'm done here. This is over. Ma'am, you realize if you choose to walk out of mediation and no longer participate, I will have to report to the judge that you were hostile and unwilling to work with Blank. How am I the hostile one in this situation? I've offered compromises. He refuses to even discuss them, and then proceeds to insult me and tell me I am obsolete in the children's lives. Why are we pretending that this mediation is going to be productive at all? Always with the excuses. Harper, how much did you have to drink last night? She normally acts this way after a night of binge drinking. I did not have anything to drink last night, and I am not using excuses. This mediation session clearly is not going to be productive or end effectively. So I would like to end our session now and proceed to court. Harper, you're making a mistake. If you choose to end mediation and refuse to agree to 50/50ths, I'm going to have no choice but to begin pursuing full custody of the kids to protect them from you. Is that what you really want? If that's what you want to do, go for it. I'm not afraid to go to court about this. You don't get to try to manipulate or blackmail me into giving you what you want anymore. You'd rather go to court and lose everything instead of just agreeing to 50/50ths, because that's what's going to happen. You're going to lose everything if you do this. I'm very confident that I will be just fine after court. Fine, throw away your chance of having 50% of time with the kids. It's no issue for me. Are we done here? I'd like to leave. Yes, if you are sure you'd rather go to court, then we are done. It's very unfortunate that the two of you could not sit down and actually have a meaningful discussion about the children's best interest. Saint. The judge will not be pleased to hear that there was no attempt to come up with a fair and mutual agreement in this situation, but it is what it is. Hello? Hi, this is Jennifer Blank. I am the guardian ad litem that the courts assigned to your upcoming custody hearing. Do you have a moment to talk? Hi, of course. Thank you for calling. This entire custody battle has been really stressful from start to finish. And I am really hoping we can settle everything for the best interest of the kids with this case. And just be done. I'm sure custody battles are always extremely difficult on everyone involved. I see that you two recently had attempted mediation, but it was unsuccessful. Can you tell me what happened? We had no chance of coming to any type of mutual agreement. Nico's idea of compromise is everyone else agreeing to do what he wants. He wanted me to agree to 50/50ths custody. And there is no way I would agree to that. The kids deserve to be safe. You feel like the kids are not safe while in the custody of their father. There's so many reasons. I don't know if you have had time to review our case history. But I have an entire binder full of evidence I've used in court already that I would be more than happy to share with you to explain my experience. I wanted to inform you that the child support that is past due has now been paid in full. I can promise you that from now on I will ensure child support is the first thing I pay each month. Okay. And I wanted to say, I know that our mediation session was not successful, and you left feeling very beat down. But I want you to know that I am always open to compromising and solving this collaboratively. Outside of court, it's never too late. I have no interest in settling outside of court. Harper, I really wish you would reconsider. Despite all of our issues and differences, I know you know that I would never want to keep you from the kids or take them away. But when you act this way, it leaves me no other choice. Act like what? I am not being rude or hateful. I am simply responding. Acting like you are completely unwilling to work with me. I am the father of these kids and your ex-husband. No matter how much you hate me, you need to learn to work with me. We're in this together for the next 15 years at least. Never mind, I am wasting my time trying to help you. You clearly hate me. Hi, Harper. Sorry for the surprise visit, but I was wanting to discuss the binder you gave me to look through. I was also hoping to have a chance to talk to the kids if they are available. Of course, they are in the back room playing right now, so we can discuss the binder while they aren't able to overhear us. Great. Now I have to say, the things I read in that binder were extremely alarming. If these are all true, I would completely understand the resistance to allowing 50/50ths custody. It is all true. There is more than enough documentation to back it up. He puts on a mask when he is in public, but the real Nico is a narcissist and terrifying person. Honestly, at this point, I really think the best thing for the kids would be if I had full legal custody. I'm not saying I don't want them to see their father, but he is not a healthy influence on them as he is currently. Yes, I spoke to the children's therapists and was informed of pretty much the same concern. It seems that everyone outside of Mr. Blank and his legal representation believe that he has caused an extreme amount of damage to the children already. Hi guys, my name is Ms. Jennifer. Your mom said it was okay that we talk about some stuff that's been going on and get your opinions on it. Is that okay with you all? What are you wanting to talk about? Because last time Mom and Dad went to court, nobody really asked us anything. You all already know about Mom and Dad going to court again. Did someone talk to you about it? Yeah, Dad told us all about it. He thinks it's only fair we understand why he has to go to court to see us. And what do you think about everything? Is he really trying to make it so that we have to be with him half of the time? Yes, that's what he filed for. Would being with your dad half of the time be something you would like? No, I hate going to Dad's house. I don't want to have to be there all the time. You really hate it. Why? Is there something he could do to make it so you don't hate it? No, not really. It's just who he is. I don't want to have to live with me half of the time. Yeah, me either. You don't want to spend any extra time with Dad. Maybe like one extra day if he really wants more time with us, but I don't want to be there a whole bunch. What about you, oldest? You've been pretty quiet this whole time. Would you want to spend any extra time at your dad's house? Yeah, I think it'd be pretty cool. I see. What do you think would be so cool about it? I don't know. I just think it would be cool. Why is that a bad thing? Nobody is saying that it's a bad thing. I just want to fully understand what all three of you really think and what you want. I don't want to talk about this anymore. It feels like you're all trying to make Dad out to be a bad guy, and he's not. Okay, is there anything you would like to talk about? No, I'm done talking. I already said I want to live with Dad 50/50ths, so I don't know what else I need to say. Hi, Harper. I wanted to make sure I told you as soon as I found out, but the gal has submitted a request for an extension to give her more time to prepare her official recommendation on custody. She needs more time for what? She said she had everything she needed the last time we talked. I don't know what else she could need to review when the facts are right there in black and white. I know it's extremely frustrating, but she does have the right to request one. The judge is most likely going to grant the request as well. So what does that mean for now? Does this mess us your all? No, not necessarily. If she is taking the time to review everything closer, that could very well mean she is making sure she has an airtight case on why she thinks Nico doesn't deserve any more time. I doubt it. She seemed extremely cold towards me when we spoke last. She wasn't like that before. I think Nico has her convinced. Don't immediately jump to that. You are only going to psych yourself out when you don't know if there's a reason to be worried yet.